Okay, I think we can go ahead and start. Um, so we can do brief introductions if you don't mind. Um, we have Kali, Megan, Chris, Michael, Arden, and Brian. And I think all of you did register except for Arden. You can see your name. So I will start with myself. So I'm Faisal Aklan. I'm Associate Professor of Industrial Systems Engineering, and then the Director of the Masters of Engineering in Engineering Management program. Leanne, are you there?
I am here. My name is Leanne Ellis, and I am the Assistant Director of Engineering Graduate Programs and work very closely with Dr. Alcon in this program. So welcome to our virtual session.
Thank you, Leanne. Kelly?
Hey, were you talking for me?
Yes.
Hey, it's Langston Kelly. I'm an engineer in the Air Force. Happy to be a part of the session today.
Thank you, and sorry, I went by your last name. So, Megan?
Hello, my name is Megan De Los Santos, and I am also an engineer in the Air Force.
Glad to have you here. Chris?
Hey, I'm Chris Cassidy. I'm a submarine officer in the Navy, actually.
Good. Michael?
Hi, my name is Michael DeRazzo, and I'm an engineer at Ford Motor Company.
Here in Louisville?
Yes.
Good. So you're local. Arden?
Hey everyone, Martin Cortez, acquisitions officer in the Air Force.
Thank you. And Brian?
Hello, I'm Brian. I also work at Ford Motor Company. I work with Mike, actually.
That's great. Good. So we have a mix of active duty and then local students. We'll call you professionals, not students yet. So thank you everyone for being here. This will be a short presentation and then we'll have like informal discussions. We'll answer any questions you may have about the program, the courses, and anything else. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what engineering management is, so this is a definition from one of the ASCM books. ASCM is the American Society of Engineering Management. They define engineering management as the art and science of planning, organizing, allocating resources, and directing technical activities. And this is applied to any environment, whether it's manufacturing, healthcare, or military, or any other application. It also bridges the gap between engineering expertise and business management. In the next slide, I will talk briefly about the difference between MBA and engineering management degrees, and also focuses on leading teams and projects with technological components. And I listed here some books. Two of them are from the ASCM, as I mentioned, the American Society of Engineering Management. So one of the questions we usually get is, what is the difference between an engineering management degree and MBA? So traditional engineering degrees like mechanical engineering, electrical, chemical, civil, they usually focus on the traditional engineering discipline with some aspects of management within that engineering discipline. Like, for example, civil engineering, they may focus on managing construction projects. Same thing for mechanical engineering, they may focus on managing some projects within a manufacturing environment. MBA, on the other hand, they focus more on the general management, management of technology, and you can think about engineering management as bridging the gap between these two areas. So we focus more on managing or management across engineering disciplines. We cover topics from business, we cover topics from engineering. So think about it, if you're working in an environment with a lot of engineers, having an engineering management degree will be much better than an MBA because you're dealing with engineers who have technical background. If you're working on a an environment with a lot of business people with business background, it does make sense to have an MBA degree. So in today's work environment, a lot of the technical skills that you learn in the undergraduate programs are not enough. So there is what we call 21st century skills like effective communication, management essentials, problem solving, financial analysis, ability to identify opportunities, validate ideas, decision and risk analysis, intellectual property, management law, and negotiation. So some people call these professional skills as well. So we cover all these skills in our courses in the engineering management program. So we have courses on effective communication, project management, safety management, decision and risk analysis, financial management. We cover topics related to management law, IP law. We cover courses on those. Engineering management, also process improvement, Lean Six Sigma, marketing, leadership. And so some information about our degree. So it's 100% online, and our courses are 8 weeks. So we offer them in the fall, spring, and summer. We have 2 terms in each semester, term 1 and term 2. And even though the courses are short, but we cover a lot of topics. So, and we have a lot of, I would call it hands-on activities within the courses, like discussion boards. We have some case studies, projects. It's open to international students as long as you satisfy the English requirements and you have the prerequisites. I think you will be able to enroll in the program, regardless of where you are at. There is no requirements to come to campus unless you want to attend a graduation ceremony. So be very welcome. We usually hold a graduation ceremony within the department for students who will be coming, and then they will attend the graduation ceremony by the university. There is no set time for class meetings. The courses are asynchronous, but you can also email the instructor if you want to meet with them on Teams. You can do that. There is no thesis requirement, there is no GRE requirement, and then there are a lot of opportunities to network with other students with different backgrounds and from across the globe. We also have merit-based scholarships. Those are like 10 to 15% discount on the tuition. We offer it every semester, so you can apply if your tuition is not covered by your organization. And then you may ask, what can I do with my engineering management degree? So you can be a data science manager, you can be a senior consultant, engineering change leader, or you can be a president of a company, you can be operations leader, healthcare manager, manufacturing manager, program or project manager, and so on. And these are list of companies that our students come from or they work at. So we can see we have a different categories of companies. So people are working at UPS. We have students working at Humana or coming from Humana, Boeing, and Lockheed Martin, Navy, Army, Ford. We have students from Ford also in the past, and then we have people from Meta. Now for program courses, we have 30 credit hours. We have 2 courses that are required. Those are EM 613 or operations management, and then EM 661 statistics 2. And then the remaining courses are electives. So we have courses on project management, management science, safety management, and you name it. As I mentioned earlier, so we offer the courses every semester. Most of them, fall, spring, and summer. We have 2 terms, and those are the dates listed here for the terms. And you can feel free to take any course that you would like, as long as you have the first 2 courses are the required courses, and then the remaining are electives. Now, if you are enrolled in the Six Sigma certificate, we'll talk about that in the next slide, you would need to take EM 684, 85. So one unique aspect about the engineering management program is the graduate certificate in Six Sigma, and then the Six Sigma Black Belt through ISE. So if you are interested in this, and most of our students take the Six Sigma certificate. So you will take EM 613, EM 661, which are already required by the program, so part of your degree. And then you can take EM 684, 85. This is also one of the courses that you can take as an elective. So once you finish these three courses, or four courses, you will get the graduate certificate in Six Sigma from UFL. You will pay $40 application fee, and then you get the certificate. Now, you can also get the Black Belt certification from ISE, which is the Institute of Industrial Systems Engineers. There is an exam fee, I think it's $75 or so. We will prepare you for the exam within the courses. We'll cover all the topics you need to that are involved in the questions. We also have sample questions in the courses. Then we will also work with you on the project. So part of the two courses, you will work on a project, and that project can also be used for the Six Sigma Black Belt certificate through ISE. And I think you have 1 year to finish that project. So in the courses, you only need to finish part of it. But if you can finish the whole project within the course, that would be great. If not, you can continue working on it even after you finish the courses. And then you submit that project to ISE, you get your Black Belt certificate. Now, if you want to do it outside the program, I think the tuition fee for the Six Sigma Black Belt through ISE is like $8,000 or $10,000. We also have other other certificates you can take. So the Six Sigma certificate is housed in the engineering management program. We also have 3 other certificates that are housed within the industrial engineering, industrial systems engineering program. We have engineering logistics. So we have some courses that you can take as electives. And then we have the analytics for engineering, decision making, and then we have healthcare systems engineering. So we can only allow the courses to be double counted for the degree, which is the engineering management, and one of these certificates. So I think we allow 3 courses to be elective. So you can take these 3 courses from the engineering, industrial and systems engineering program, and then they will be counted for you as electives, but also you can count them for one of these certificates if you're interested. Okay, for admission requirements, we require a bachelor degree or equivalent in engineering or another related scientific field from an accredited institution. The main prerequisites for the engineering management program are a minimum of Calc 1 and statistics. Now, if you don't have these, we will work with you on identifying other options, whether taking them online or through another institution or even UFL. The minimum GPA is 2.5 or above. If you have GPA below 2.5, we will work with you on a case-by-case to get you admitted into the program. The admission link is listed here. There is a $65 application fee. For active duty, this fee is waived. We also ask for 2 recommendation letters, a personal statement or resume, one of them, and then the official transcripts for all of your post-secondary coursework. And then if you're from UFL, you didn't need to request the official transcript, we can get that. At the time of the application, you didn't have to have all these documents available. You can go ahead and submit the application with whatever documents are available, and then we'll work with you on getting the remaining ones. Application deadlines. So we have multiple application deadlines listed here. You can join almost any time. As we mentioned, we offer the courses during fall, spring, summer. We have 2 terms. So you can even join in term 2 if you are not able to join in term 1 in any of the semesters. Program cost, so it's $850 for 25-26 academic year per credit hour. And then we have some fees, I think $10 per credit hour for online classes. There is also 25 speed technology fee. I think that's per semester. For active duty, this is a reduced rate, $250. And as I mentioned earlier, we also offer merit-based scholarships every semester. And you will need to apply for that. For students who graduate from or who go to UofL in the Industrial Systems Engineering program, undergraduate, we have an option for what we call accelerated pathway, where a student can finish the bachelor and master degrees in 5 years. We double count 12 credit hours from the BSIE program. But I don't think I know if you here is at UofL undergraduate program.
This group would not, this is not part of this group here.
Yeah. Good. We also have partnership with the ASEM, American Society of Engineering Management. We offer free membership for our students. By that, you can get, first you will join our virtual chapter. We have a chapter here, and you get access to all the resources they have, including a textbook that we use in our engineering management course that we offer. Okay, that's all what I have. We will now open it for discussion, questions you may have about the program, the courses, or anything else. Feel free to open your mic, or if you want to open your camera as well. Or you can also type in the chat if you want to do that.
Hi, what are the requirements for the merit-based scholarships?
Nothing actually. So as long as you are admitted, you are taking courses, so you can go ahead and submit. We'll send you the form, and then you can go ahead and submit the application. So we use the GPA as a deciding factor for the percentage. So we offer between 10 and 15%. So if your GPA, let's say 3.0, we give you like 12%, for example. If your GPA is 3.9, we give you 15%.
Let me kind of add to that, because we have several active duty on here. So the merit-based scholarship pays your tuition only. It does not cover fees. So at UofL, you're billed based on tuition per credit hour, and then we have the fees as he had on that one slide.
Yes.
If you are active duty and you are completing the paperwork and submitting paperwork to qualify for the $250 per credit hour rate that the government pays or the military will pay, then you would not qualify for that scholarship because your tuition is already covered by that. If your company is paying for your tuition, we kind of like to use that for those that are self-paid and have to pay 100% of tuition out of pocket. Active duty students will pay they will pay fees only as long as you submit your paperwork and you qualify as an active duty, being 180 days plus active, which most of you probably are. But great question. One thing too, on the speed technology fee that has been increased, they kind of surprised us with a little increase on that. It's gone from 25 to 50 a semester, and he did say semester, so that is correct.
Good. So yeah, on that, the merit-based scholarship. So yeah, it's for tuition. And also in the application form, we have questions about whether you receive full tuition payment from your organization. If you receive, then we will not be able to cover your tuition. I mean,
Correct.
because it's already paid.
Yeah, correct. Great question though. Thank you for asking that. Anything else?
Hey, I
For
have
those
a clarifying. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
All right, thanks. Just clarifying on the active duty military tuition. My understanding from reading up on that was that that's like a University of Louisville sponsored program and not necessarily reliant on military tuition assistance. Is that correct or incorrect?
I don't, I know that you have to complete paperwork and turn it into the military connected website for their tuition residency. So I know that the ACC, which a university is part of, is one of the few participating universities that do that. I don't know the guts behind it, but from my understanding, it's not the university, it's the military, because the military is one who actually pays the tuition, because I kind of see that on the back end sometimes. But the University of Louisville is a participating member of that. I don't know what the proper terminology is for that. I can't get into my VPN right now. I'm having computer issues today. So I'm kind of locked out of everything where I would go in and kind of dig into it.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Chris. There was another question?
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, is it a kind of go at your own pace for taking classes per term, or is there a recommended take this many classes a term or semester?
It's really up to the student. Once you are admitted into the program, you have 6 years to complete this degree. But on average, students are completing this degree probably within 2 years.
Yes.
Now, the flexibility, when he went over the terms, this is kind of where the engineering management program is unique to other. There are so many online programs that are out there today, especially after COVID hit. This program has been in existence years before COVID hit. So we were already ahead of the game. But where we stand out, the engineering management program, we offer classes fall semester, spring semester, and summer. Where we stand out is our classes are 8 weeks long. So for example, during the fall, you can take 2 classes during the fall, but not at the same time. Same for spring, same for summer. If your schedule permits you in a particular semester or semesters to where you can take 2 classes during an 8-week term, absolutely, we're good. We're good with that. I always remind the student, kind of look at your balance of life, your professional, your personal life, and your academic career here. We need to make sure that you balance those so you don't become overwhelmed. Typically, if that happens, school goes by the wayside, and we don't want that to happen. So if right now, I've got several, I got Air Force and Navy in here. With what's happening in the world, I am getting deployments. Some of our students are getting, hey, I'm being deployed. I'm working with a guy right now. We just admitted for summer, but he already knows he's going to be deployed at the end of the fall semester. So he's going to not take a term 2 class, and he's going to come back to us after spring of 27 once he comes back to the US. So this schedule allows for flexibility. It allows for if you're expecting and you're going to add an addition to your family in October, hey, I need to take off. Or if you have a peak busy season with your job and you need to take off, oh yeah, we're totally flexible on that. Just let us know and we'll walk you through it. Now, the hindsight is this program, it is a grad program. And once you are admitted into the program, we do require you to be enrolled at least 1 class each semester. If for some reason you can't take a class during, let's say, summer, we have what's called a residency placeholder, not a class. It keeps you active at U of L, keeps you active in the program, and it's just a $60 fee. That would be part of that. So flexibility, absolutely. We're going to work with you. Just let me know. I got one guy now. Actually, I think I just did a degree check on him, and he has taken 1 class per semester, and I think that's because of his employer. And we're good with that. Whatever your schedule is.
Yeah, I just wanted to add. So for course selection, so as we mentioned here, so the 2 required courses are EM 613, 661, Operations Management and Engineering Statistics. If you are enrolled in the Six Sigma certificate, you would need to take EM 684, 85 as elective. But the remaining courses, you feel free to take whatever you want. So you can read the description of the course and then decide if you want our guidance. We can also work with you on that, tell you, okay, this course, if you're, for example, more interested on managing projects, you want to know more about project management, we'll tell you, okay, EM 525 is a good course to take.
Thank you. Would this PowerPoint be available to review the details of later?
Yes. We will send it to you, and I think you will get also a link to the recording after the session ends.
And we are available at any time if you have questions. It's not uncommon for somebody from one of our info sessions, hey, can I meet up with you later? Can we go over, can we go over XYZ? I have questions. If you find yourself, in that area, just let us know. We can do it by email. We can do it by doing a Teams meeting, or we can just do it, the traditional way, pick up the phone. Just let us know. We'll definitely walk you through this.
We can also do in person if for local people, if you want to come here, feel free anytime. Yes.
Yeah, I got some. Hey, I like my Ford Explorer, so hey, you're all doing a good job. Keep up the good work there, Ford. But yeah, we're available. And if you have crazy time zones outside of ours, just let us know. One of us could be available. It's not a problem. One thing too, this semester, maybe even academic year, I'm excited. This program has hit a record enrollment. And we have, I can't get into anything on my computer right now. I don't know. I need an IT person is what I need, but we're up there to where we are having to restrict our classes to just engineering management students. These classes are in high demand university-wide in the grad area, to where I even told Fazil recently that this is the most I've ever had requests for these courses. Students are wanting to get into them, so we've pulled the reins on them. So we're not doing that. We're being very restrictive. We want to accommodate our own online engineering management students because you guys are all over the world, and those students are physically here. They just don't want to physically come to class. So we're going to work with you. We're going to ensure that you get the classes that you would like to take. As he said here, of the 30 credit hours required for the program, only 6 are required classes that all engineering management students take. And these 2 are the foundational courses. Once you complete those 2, it's up to you. Based on the semester and based on the term classes that you would like to take. So you kind of design your engineering management program based on these classes. And
yeah, and also I would like to say, so you can also take courses from other programs as well. For example, if you like a course from geography, GIS, or something like that, we will need to review the syllabus, just make sure it's a graduate level course and the knowledge is there. So you can also take those.
Yeah, and that's within this 30 credit hour program, we allow the student to step outside of the EM classes and take up to, if they choose to take up to 3 classes, graduate classes. We must make sure that they're approved before you do that. And if some of you in here, if you have an engineering background, then that could open you up to even more potential graduate engineering online classes. The thing to keep in mind is it may not be an 8-week term. It may be a full semester class, but again, it gives you that flexibility to do that if it's something you are interested in. But as we move through the program each semester, you're not alone. Both of us are going to be there working with you side by side, answering the questions. And we're going to guide you through this program. But this program is pretty self-guided once you get through your first 2 courses. So it's kind of up to what you guys would like to do. in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of our students actually stick to our courses. I haven't seen many students take courses from outside the program
Correct.
because we have multiple courses in here, so you can take whatever you want.
And they love the 8-week classes because,
Mhm.
you know, again, you can do 2 classes during fall semester, but you're not taking them at the same time. So that helps with feeling overwhelmed, that you can't do it. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. And that's why our students are allowed to finish, you know, quicker than your traditional program where you may be taking 3 to 4 classes a semester all at once. The professors that are teaching in this program are all obviously professional within. A lot of them have been teaching these classes for a while, and so they're familiar with the professional student. They're very accommodating if life happens. You know, always reach out to them. Don't ever assume anything. Don't walk away. We're here to help you if a situation in life happened. You know, I've even had cases to where students are taking care of their parents all of a sudden. There've been relocation, especially with the military. You know, so there's a lot that happens in life. If that happens, let us know. You know, we're going to work with you. We're not going to turn you loose or shut you out. But a lot of the professors in here are just wonderful to work with. I've been at U of L for 30 plus years, and I know several of them in here. So you know, I just can't say any more about it. But questions on anything else? Application?
Yeah, I wanted to add just one thing. So the flexibility of the courses. So we have had students who will miss 1 week, for example. So our courses are self-paced, but also led by the instructor. So if you want to miss 1 week, for example, you can actually um you can do it. So even if you miss that week, you can maybe follow up the next week on that material because the material will be available all the time for you.
Just
If you
communicate.
have
Just communicate.
exactly, yes. Um, make sure just that the exam time you are there. Sometimes you have students who cannot do the specific time. We can work with them on rescheduling it. And most of our exams actually are self-driven. So it's like take-home exams. So it give you time to finish the questions and then submit them.
And no, to my knowledge, there's no required proctoring on
No,
the
we can do that.
exams. No,
We can do
no,
that.
no. I get that question a lot because some universities are pretty strict on that. We do not require that.
Any other questions?
I have one more. For your admission cycle, do you do rolling admissions, or will you not apply? Like, if we're applying for the June deadline, will you not review applications till after that deadline?
No, I get we get applications daily. I do all the engineering programs, so I do all applications. I do from recruiting to conferring degrees. Right now, I'm working on degree audits for May. But once you submit your application to graduate school, regardless of the semester, they will release it to me. I'll do a review before I send it to Dr. Ackland for him to do the final review. I'm still getting applications for spring 26 that I'm having to kind of, hey, already done. So if you're looking for our summer start, our first class, summer term 1 will start May 6th and it will run through June 22nd or something like that. Then go ahead and get the application in, you know, start the application, submit the app fee, unless if you're active duty, then upload your orders in there. 2 letters of recommendation. That's typically what will hold up an application. What I recommend when a student or when someone is looking to apply is reach out to that recommender that you are going to ask to do a recommendation. Ask them if they can write one up, send it to you as a Word doc, and then you can upload it to your application as you're filling it out. That will speed up the application process for all of us. If not, what happens, student will, or the applicant will fill that out. They'll submit the application. On the application, you provide John Doe and Jane Doe's name and email. Grad school is going to shoot them an email. Oftentimes that email will go spam, junk, or they just don't look at it, or they're on vacation, they're on leave. I've gotten that before. That will hold up your application because grad school will not release until everything is in: app, fee, letters of recommendation, and resume. We only grad school is going to tell you resume and personal statement. I don't want the personal statement. We want your resume. And once you submit application, grad school will massage application, so to speak. And then if it's complete, they'll release to me and then we'll review it. Transcripts, I forgot transcripts, kind of critical. If you attended a non-U of L university, you will be required to obtain transcripts. We can use copies during the application process of all universities attended. Sometimes grad school will catch if you did a community college, and sometimes they don't. But we do need those transcripts because once we receive that application, what we're looking for is, number one, did you graduate? When did you graduate? Where did you graduate? What was your major? But critical wise, we're looking, did you complete a Cal 1 class? What's your level of calculus? And did you complete a statistics class? And that's what we're looking for. If you did not complete a statistics class, no worries. We're going to work with you on that. Everybody has to at least have had a Cal 1 class in here. But if you completed a Cal 1 class at your university, but you didn't complete a statistics, we have a graduate stats class that requires Cal 1 knowledge, and we would require that along with 613 and 661. But that class counts towards your degree, so that's it's a positive thing. It's not going to affect tuition or anything like that. So basically, we do look for Cal 1 on those transcripts. So that's why it's critical to submit all transcripts and not just one or two. We look for stats. And if we identify up front that you haven't had either, then I'm going to send you an email before I move forward with the application and give you options how to complete those, mainly the calculus, prior to us submitting application. It gives you an opportunity. We don't recommend you take Cal 1 here at U of L. It's really hard to get into. And there's other options that are more of a learn on demand
Cheaper and
much
faster.
much cheaper. Yes. I know that was a lot there. So if you have any questions pinging off that, just let us know.
Yeah, and so when I get your application, I approve it within less than a day, actually.
Absolutely. We have a quick turnaround. And grad school is great to work with too. They have a pretty quick turnaround once we approve. And then you're notified typically within a week, if that long.
For my particular case, I just had my last recommendation submitted today. I was hoping to try to apply before the April 1st deadline, but
You're
it
fine.
didn't come in. So is there like a chance if I get reviewed before that May 1st that I could still, if I'm admitted, start on the May 1st summer start term?
As long again, I can't get into my system, or I would look and tell you. As long as you have transcripts, again, it could be copies. Both letters of recommendations you said were submitted, app fees taken care of in a resume, you should be good. Grad school should play with that and then shoot it to me. If you see there is no movement on the application and you think everything's good to go, send me an email and I'll follow up on that immediately with grad school, and then we can go from there. But no, if you've got everything in, Chris, we can still work with you. I learned years ago, if you don't have a date out there, they're going to come in, you're going to get applications the day of classes started. And that's still going to happen because the system allows it. But that date is a soft date for summer, but we do have a quick turnaround on those, but we do need to get you in immediately. And especially if you're military or you're providing tuition assistance, some it depends on where you work. They may require prior approval before you take classes in order to pay for it. So sometimes those companies want to see what you're going to be taking. And if that's your case, it's something to keep in mind. Because I've had people come back after the fact, oh, I can't afford this class, but I'm already, 3 weeks in. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So
So
we just,
yeah, and Chris, so if for some reason you missed term one summer, you can always get into some term two.
yeah, absolutely. And that, again, we go back to the flexibility of this program. We can admit during this semester, like he said, if something happens, or if any of you guys out here are interested in maybe starting the summer and you're not there at the application stage yet, we can still admit you for the term two, which will start June 22nd, 23rd. And we can do that. Not a problem.